take a deep breath, wiggle your toes, wiggle your shoulders, wiggle your neck. Feel into your body, notice how you are. It's just a little check-in today, right? Like this is the middle of the day here in Vancouver, end of the day in New Brunswick. Check in with your body, see how everything feels. And then settle the soles of your feet on the ground. So I'm like settling consciously, my bare feet, wide toes, big heavy heels. We'll talk about the heels a lot. Yeah, there's Lara's feet. Settle them down on the ground. Spread your toes wide because we're doing Achilles today and that's where it all happens. So before you close your eyes and before you come into your practice in your body, just rock your feet back and forth, just from your heels to your toes. And you might be someone who's never thought about foot anatomy before. If so, I can't be your friend. I'm just kidding. I think about foot anatomy all the time. That's kind of like what I do. But there's people in this world that just don't think about their feet. If you have sore feet, you think about your feet all the time. But if your feet don't bother you, then that's awesome. And you don't need to think about your feet. But you may need to at some point, and it's good stuff to know. So just rock your feet back and forth, toes to heels, investigating what happens. So as you pull your toes up towards you, you'll notice that there's a tugging at the back of your calf and just a little bit of anatomy. You have three real prominent muscles in your calf. So we have this like really big calf. I remember my Auntie Janet one time asking me where I got my big calf muscles. I think it's from you, your side of the family. But I have really solid legs. I always have, and I'm happy about that because that's a healthy thing to have. But you have three muscles in your calves that are quite prominent. So you have two, your gastrocnemius is the one on the outside, and it's divided into two. So it's kind of split. There's two kind of things that come down here. That's what forms the shape of the calf muscle. And you know, some people have this really nice cleft in the middle of their calf muscle. That's from the two sides of the gastroc. And then underneath everything is the soleus, and that kind of provides the bulk of the calf muscle. But what we're going to think about today is the gastroc, which is the outside one, and it actually turns into your Achilles tendon. So you have your gastrocnemius, both sides, and it turns into your Achilles, and then your Achilles loops down like a strap under your heel, and then kind of over, it engulfs the calcaneus, which is your heel bone. Your calcaneus is like an oval of bone that you land on when you walk, and your Achilles in caps kind of goes over top and around of that bone, and then goes under your foot and then joins on up here. So it's a pretty important tendon. So just see if you can feel that, feel the tugging. And then of course there's the fascia surrounding all the muscles and the fascia surrounding your entire leg, and then the fascia inside of each cell. There's a lot of fascial connections going on in the legs. And the thing is about your legs is that they're weight bearing. So a lot of things happen in there. There's they're designed to be strong and sturdy, to be able to hold you up. They're not like your upper body, which is nimble and light. Your low body is like heavy and strong and reliable. And that has certain advantages, but it also has certain disadvantages, like things get stuck really easily. And we are not meant to sit for long periods of time. We're meant to be moving around periodically, and sometimes to really move, like to sprint. So if we don't do those things, then things start going wrong. All right, so one more breath, and then settle again your feet onto the floor. Settle your hands onto your knees. Close your eyes. Soften your face, soften your body, soften your pelvic floor, and just take this little break. Little 45-minute break in the middle of your day. What does it feel like to truly give this to your body? To give your attention to your body every single day. This is not something I did either before quarantine. I used to take 10 minutes in the morning, but I certainly never gave myself 45 minutes a day. This is new for me as well. Deepen your breath. In and out through your nose. Let that calm you and bring you into yourself. Feel the whistling of the cool air as it enters your nostrils, and that slight curling and swirling of the warm, moist air as it escapes your nostrils. You're always doing one of four things in the breath. You're always inhaling or holding or exhaling or holding. Notice those parts of your breath. Even if your holding is barely noticeable, it is by its very nature a little holding because you're switching directions. And let's really emphasize that today. Let's practice box breath today. Box breath is one of the few breaths that does both lung capacity and nervous system. So let's practice making a box with counts of three. Inhale, three. Hold, three. Exhale, three. Hold, three. You can make a box with your hands or you can make a box with your fingers. Inhale, three. You can make a box shape on your knee with your finger if that helps. Hold, three. Exhale, three. Hold, three. Let's go up the steps now. Let's inhale, four. Hold, four. Exhale, four. Hold, four. Inhale, four. Hold, four. Exhale, four. Hold, four. Inhale, five. Hold, five. Exhale, five. Hold, five. On your own now, you can grow this if you like. Inhale, six. Hold, six. Exhale, six. Hold, six. I'm just going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go right up to eight now. You play at your own breath in your own way. One more round of whatever you choose. And let your breath come back to normal. It takes discipline and focus to do box breath. It's one of the first breaths that we teach to yoga teacher trainees because it forces you to be there, forces you to be in the room. Notice a regular breath now. Do you notice any differences? You can do an entire yoga practice holding box breath. It's very hard, it takes focus, it takes a lot of focus, determination. If you want to fall into box breath, you can today. You can try that. Otherwise, just deepen your breath now. And let's move straight into our sun salutes. I thought I would do it backwards today. I thought I would start with standing and then move to the chair. So here we go. I'm tucking my shirt. Inhale overhead. Remember, the first one's always slow. Exhale, full. Where do you feel tugging? Where do you feel soreness? Maybe from yesterday. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, full. Inhale, right knee up or step your right foot back. Exhale, curl your forehead in or drop down. Big inhale. Neutral pose. Seated with your hands on your knees. If you're standing, downward facing dog. Notice your Achilles tendons. Ripple forward. Cobra, up dog, cow pose, depending where you are. Fingers are alive on the knees or the floor. And then exhale back. Downward facing dog or cat pose. In the chair, you're going to pull your left knee up on the floor. Bring your right foot forward. You see you're lunging on the other side. Big inhale. Big exhale. Breathe out. Big inhale. Really going deep here. On the exhale, everyone folds together. Inhale, long spine. Muscles of the back, muscles of the belly, waking everything up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up we go. Half done our first sun salute. That was the right side. Here we go, left side. Inhale, overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, ripple forward, big forward fold, warming up the muscles of your back. Inhale, left knee in or step that left foot back. Exhale, curl forehead to knee or drop down into the lunge. Inhale, long spine, crown of the head is long. Exhale, neutral pose. Liven up your fingers no matter where you are. Liven up your fingers on your knees or on the floor to protect your shoulders. Ripple forward, inhale. Feel the tissue of your throat stretch. Ripple back. Exhale. This time, if you're sitting, your right knee comes up. If you're on the floor, left knee comes up. You're lunging on the other side. Inhale. Exhale, drop down deeply into the stretch. Big inhale. Fill your whole lungs. Remember, box breath. Exhale, forward fold. Big inhale, long spine. Make space in there with your muscles. Exhale, fold. Inhale up, use your belly, use your back. Exhale, neutral. That's one round. Let's do one with lunges, sitting down. I'm going to extend my legs. Inhale, overhead. Exhale, fold. Remember that trick? If you want to use your belly more, keep your hands out in front of you. Inhale, long spine. If you practice like this every day and you do tricks like that, you will get muscle development in your belly. Inhale, we're turning to the right, lunging to the right, twisting your chair, right bum cheeks on the chair. Exhale, sink down, left psoas muscle. I clash with my chair today. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, wide legs here. That's just my preference here, just to switch things up. Hands on the knees. Inhale, bring your upper body forward. Feel the tissue of your neck stretch. Feel that stretch in your inner thighs, and then exhale back. Twist to the left side now, left side lunge. Tuck the back toes. Exhale, drop down, right psoas. Big inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, long body. Exhale, fold. We're half done this one. Inhale, scoop your hands under. Exhale, neutral. Going right on to the other side, left side. Inhale, overhead. Enjoy this movement. Exhale, fold. We were made to move. Inhale, long spine. Even though sometimes we want to sit, we were undoubtedly made to move. Exhale, fold. Inhale, going left this time. Left knee comes up if you're in the chair. Left foot goes back if you're standing, and then exhale down. Big inhale. Exhale. Resting posture, wide knees if you like. Strong fingertips. Inhale forward. Dump the contents of the bucket of your pelvis on the floor. Exhale back. Smoothly, other side. Right knee comes up if you're in the chair. Turn right if you're in the chair. Exhale, drop down. Big inhale. Big exhale, forward fold, everybody. Here we go, forward fold. Big inhale, long spine. I have no idea where we are. I feel like we're halfway through. Exhale, fold. That's what happens when I talk a lot. I get mixed up, but that's okay. Never heard anybody to do a sun salute 1.5 times. Exhale, neutral. Left side, here we go. Inhale, overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold. Left knee up or twist left. Exhale, drop down. Big inhale. Exhale, middle posture. Relaxed posture, hands on knees. Inhale, chest forward. Yeah, I think I did this side twice. Exhale, cat pose. Enjoy it. It's always good when the yoga teacher screws up. Turn to the right. Exhale down. Big inhale. And now everybody's going to fold. Extend your legs forward and fold. Huge breaths here. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, scoop your hands. Come on up. Belly, belly, belly. Exhale, neutral. We'll do one more. Pure seated. Here we go. Starting with the right side. Inhale, overhead. Exhale, fold. My legs are extended. Inhale, long spine. If you only do these standing up, I encourage you to try sitting down. It works completely different muscles, different fascia. Inhale, right knee up. And also vice versa. Sometimes try it standing up. It's actually not harder in many ways. It's a little harder on the shoulders. Inhale up, lower your shoulders, straighten your spine. Exhale, neutral pose. This is a rest. Inhale, tilt your pelvis forward, stretch out your neck, lift your spine, and then exhale back. Inhale, pull your left knee in, lengthen your spine, use your muscles, drop your shoulders, and then exhale, curl forward, use your belly button. Inhale, long spine. Everyone, forward folding, extend your legs, even enjoy that process of extending your legs, moving your fascia, forward fold. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold again. Inhale up. Exhale, neutral. Other side. Left side moves first now. Inhale, overhead. Exhale, fold. See my hands forward. More work on the belly. More anti-gravity work. Inhale, long spine. Use your belly. Exhale, fold. Soft and smooth. Moving like Play-Doh or plasticine. Inhale. Or broccoli elastics. Exhale, fold your forehead to your knee. Inhale, long spine, drop your shoulder. Exhale, neutral pose. This is seated mountain pose. Rest and work, rest it all. Relax your pelvic floor. Inhale, long spine. Tilt your pelvis forward. Exhale, long spine again, but curl your belly button back. Inhale, same movement. Inhale, right knee in. Long spine, spine parallel to your shin bone. Exhale, squeeze it all in. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, everybody. Forward fold. Last one. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold. Stay in the fold now. Just stay here. Release your arms, release your neck. So whether you're standing, seated on the floor, or on the chair, you're in a forward fold and the tops of your feet are relaxed. And let's get into your Achilles a little bit. So pinch, if you can reach your heels, the back of your heels, just pinch behind your heels. That's your Achilles tendon. If you can hold onto it, you can keep holding onto it. If you have to let go, that's totally fine. Flex your feet. Really flex them hard. Notice what happens to the Achilles there. It gets really extended, gets a little smaller, gets really hard. And then exhale, point your feet again. Do that again. Inhale. This time you can grab your toes if you want. You can reach, you can bend your knees enough to reach. Everybody can reach their toes if you bend your knees enough. Probably almost everybody. Maybe not everybody. You don't have to. Don't do it if it hurts. Exhale, point. Release your toes. Do it again. Flex your toes back towards your head. Grab your toes or your feet. You can help pull them back towards you. Bend your knees. Inhale, exhale, point. So if you're not touching your feet, your hands are just on your legs and you're inhaling, flex. Exhaling, point. I'm just falling off my chair because everything's slippery around me, but let's do it one more time. Inhale, flex. Exhale, point. Now, a little bit different. Come up for a second. Take a neutral position with your spine and then flex your feet again. And now floint them, Barbie point, as if you're like flexing and pointing, as if you're wearing Barbie, you know, those high heel shoes. Ah, it makes my feet cramp immediately. Floint, push the balls of your feet towards the floor, as if you're wearing those Barbie heels, you know, those really big, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 inch heels. And then pull your toes back towards your face. So you probably can't see my feet, but flointing is pointing the ankle and flexing the toes. Really good exercise. I think we've done it before. Flex, floint. And if it's uncomfortable to do this on the floor, you can come back in your chair and then flex, floint. Flex, floint. 2 more times. Flex, floint. I've never said floint as many times in my life. I've never done an Achilles class, I don't think. Exhale, floint, and now fully point, and then windshield wiper your toes towards each other and away from each other. Windshield wiper towards and away, and then you can do regular windshield wipers, both to one side, both to the other side, and then ankle circles, both directions. And remember this thing that we've done. Bring one foot, scooch forward in your chair. Bring one foot up onto your knee. Interlace your fingers through your toes. And then really rotate. So take your other hand on your ankle, stabilize it, and really rotate. I have like slightly wonky ankles and I have weird range of motion. So I do this a lot. Really go into all the corners, explore your ankle, and just watch your Achilles tendon as you go. It will shorten and get juicy, and then it'll get long and hard. Just watch it, do it a couple of times, and then switch feet. Really bring your attention and your hand to it. So I even have my thumb on my Achilles now. And you can see how it's constructed. It's like a strap that goes along the back of your foot. It's an ingenious design, but it is our Achilles heel. It is in a bad place in terms of getting hurt because we don't use it enough to make it regular. And we also tend to overuse it when we do chronic exercise. Like a lot of people bike and run and they do exactly the same thing, step after step after step, thousands and thousands of steps, and they're all exactly the same. When we were in the forest, there was this uneven terrain, right, that we ran over. So that's what we're looking for today, is just a little bit of uneven terrain. All right, last breath. Now, we're going to stand up off the chair. If you can, I'm going to scooch my chair forward a little bit. Now you can just take downward facing dog if you like, but we're going to take downward facing dog on the chair. So I'm kind of out behind my chair and I'm doing a forward fold. This is downward facing dog on the chair. If you're in downward facing dog, regular downward facing dog is just the best pose for the Achilles that there is. But if downward facing dog is not accessible for you, which is true for so many people, we're going to practice something on the chair that's kind of like a downward facing dog. So you're in your forward fold here on the chair, and then just take one foot back, and it's like a half dog. It's like a half downward facing dog, just till you feel some tugging in your Achilles tendon. So you're going to feel some tugging around your gastrocnemius and your Achilles tendon. Just go back until you feel that. And then you're going to push up and down and up and down a couple of times. So you can be all the way down like this if that feels better. That's more of a half dog. or you can be all the way up, or you can be in full downward facing dog, coming up onto your toes and going down onto your heels. One more, and then hold it. Hold it, bring it as far back as you need to get that tugging. Take a breath. And here's where we go for the uneven ground. Take your foot up. If you're in downward facing dog, you can just rock from side to side here, but bring your foot over to one side and then to the other side. So this is where we're going to kind of imitate uneven ground. Bring your foot one side and the other side. You can see where you're getting this almost imitating like running on uneven ground. One more breath. If you're in downward facing dog, this is enough. If you just go from side to side, you get the same effect. Just move your heels from side to side. And then let's take it on the other side. Step your other foot back into half dog. Push your heel towards the ground until you get the tugging, and you can adjust your bent knee, your front knee, until you feel that tugging. So there's zero pressure on my shoulders here. So everybody can do this, even people with shoulder problems can do this. There's very little pressure on my shoulders. If you want no pressure on your shoulders, come all the way up, almost to a lunge. And then come up and down a few times. And then find that uneven ground. Go to one side. See if you can keep all of your toes on the floor as you go from one side to the other. Last breath. I'm going to come back into the chair now. And now take a few ankle circles on the floor. So I'm seated in the chair. You could be standing up in mountain pose. Just take a few circles with your toes pushed in, the balls of your feet pushed into the floor. Couple of ankle circles here. Again, we're imitating that uneven ground. If you do run, by the way, you can actually spend some time running on uneven ground. Super good for you. Doing it in bare feet is even better. Last breath. And now we'll do chair pose. So if you're standing, it looks like this. Come up onto your toes, bring your hands out in front. Come up onto your toes. This is very challenging if you're standing. Come all the way up into that Barbie foot. And then sink down into chair pose. And you may have to lower down one heel just for balance, just like I did. As if you're standing on Barbie shoes, but here in the chair, it's exactly the same. You're up on Barbie shoes, pull your heels up towards the sky, stretch your hands out in front of you, and sit in chair pose. If you want to take a little bit of pressure off your bum and actually come all the way up, you can bring your hands back to the chair, sit in chair pose, lift your bum a little, take a breath, close your eyes, bring your awareness to your ankles. Take one more breath. And then exhale, forward fold. Bring your bum back onto the sofa, extend your legs, flex your feet, and forward fold. Feel all the action happening in your ankles there. We're going to do that again. So bring your feet back underneath your knees. You can spread them a little further apart this time. It might feel different. Come up onto your Barbie points. Come up onto the balls of your feet. And then you decide if you just want to bring your hands out parallel to the floor, you can do that. Push, push, push. Your gastrocnemius muscles, your calf muscles are going to feel this. There might be some cramping. If there's cramping, you can flutter kick it out. If you want to come into full chair pose, Bring your hands back to the chair and lift yourself off a little bit. Close your eyes. If you're doing the full pose, looks like this. Go down as deep as you can, maintaining this Barbie foot. It's all in the belly if you're doing the standing pose. You can come right down to have your bum on your heels if you like. One more breath. Forward fold, flex your feet. Here we go. Big breath in forward fold. Relax the top of your feet now. Let everything be soft. One more resting breath here. Reach for your ball. Now we've done lots of this before. We're going to concentrate on the Achilles. Hopefully you can see that ball. We'll get it back as far as I can. Place the ball under the ball of your foot and have your foot over top of it like a gorilla foot. So just like a big gorilla foot, let your toes fall towards the floor. And if you don't have a ball today, you can just simply massage the foot with your thumbs. That also is awesome work to do. And remember how we had our fingers interlaced? You can do some more of that work, super effective. So over top of the ball, standing is more intense, of course, because you have more of your weight on the ball. So you can do a little bit of this seated and then come up to stand if you like, or do it all seated. Just depends, first of all, on your ball. If you have a really hard ball, this can be very intense. And it also depends on how often you do this work. If you do it a lot, it won't affect you, but if you, it'll affect you in a good way, but if you don't do it very often, sometimes there might be some other effects in the body. You might get a little headache, or you might need to pee more. There's lots of things that can happen. So start to roll that ball back towards the heel bone, the calcaneus. And then you'll see when you get all the way back to the back of the heel bone, can you just flex and point your Achilles or your foot and massage the Achilles tendon on the ball. It's right where the Achilles drops under the heel bone there. If you point and flex, you get a little tiny massage. And then switch feet. So it's good to try different kinds of balls here. Tennis ball is large and soft and can feel really good. Windshield wiper your foot side to side once it's over the ball. And then roll through. Roll that ball right through to the heel. Feels really good. If you've been doing this for a while, if you've been doing yoga for 60 some days here with me and everybody else in this group, you've done this a couple of times now, probably feels okay. And then place the ball of your foot on the floor, roll out your heel. You can kind of scribble in your heel. And then flex and point. It's hard to balance to get that massage on your Achilles, but it's worth it. And then do a few more minutes of the entire foot. Not minutes, seconds, a few more breaths. And then come to seated again. If you were standing, grab your ball. This is a little different. You can do that same twist and wiggle. So twist and wiggle a couple of times in the middle of your foot. You know how we did that pin? You know how we do on the neck? Pin, twist, wiggle. You can pin, twist, wiggle on your foot. It's a little harder because the tissue is a little harder. And then you can pin, soften up your Achilles really soft. You can pin, twist, and wiggle on both sides of your Achilles tendon. You can just go for it. Like you can go right up your calf, wiggle it out. If you don't have a ball, you can be using your fingers. When you pinch that, you see how it feels like kind of like a really thick guitar string there. You can wiggle it side to side. Be very careful if you haven't done this work before, because you can even injure your Achilles here. Really massage it. That stuff that Lara was showing at the beginning, deep blue rub, You can put deep blue on here and massage it in, and you will have the best feeling Achilles you've ever had in your life, especially after you run. So one more breath on that foot and then switch to the other. Pinch, wiggle, do whatever you can with the ball. You've got to make your Achilles nice and soft here to get any effect. You can even soften your Achilles, push the ball in directly into the Achilles. Doesn't even need to be in that little divot on one side or the other. It can be right on top, and then twist it. Do the foot as well. Do the arch of your foot. Come back to center when you're done. Come back on your chair and give a little flutter kick. Just flutter kick your feet out. Long flutter. Loosen your ankles. Really let your ankles flutter loosely. And then take your half fists and pound your feet or your full hands and slap them side to side. You can also slap your Achilles. It's a little harder to do because it's smaller. It's easier to do your feet. And just do that both sides. I'm getting all the blood moving in there, moving the waste products out. That's the work that we just did. Last breath, come back to seated. Take your calm seat. It's a lot of work to feet. Just notice any tingling. Deepen your breath. Now for the last bit, for relaxation, if you can and want to, if you have a nice carpeted floor, you can come off your chair and swing your legs up towards the chair. So we've done this before. You can also just simply lift your legs up in the sky. This is called a waterfall pose. Really delicious. You can do this at the wall as well, but it's more relaxing on a chair. No matter where you are, get the body really soft. Close your eyes. Let everything get soft, especially your feet. You will feel some tingling. Your feet get very soft. If your feet are on the chair like mine are, you can point and flex them a little bit. And then just let them go super soft. Soften up your knees. If you're still sitting in the chair, just do the usual thing that we do. Feel the ground on your feet. Feel that softness travel up through your ankles. Feel your Achilles. It's like a broccoli elastic. It's like a really big broccoli elastic. Let it be soft and juicy and hydrated. And then notice the way that that strap of tough tissue turns into your calf muscle. Just puddle your calf muscle completely. And then puddle your upper legs, the space behind your knees, your pelvis. Your arms be heavy and puddled as well, and your shoulders are low. Your chest is open. And your breath is making it rise and fall just gently. And your face is soft and your aspect is open. Your lips are soft. Your tongue is soft. Your eye sockets are soft. Your forehead is smooth and wide. And your breath is smooth. And then seamlessly from this place of complete softness, begin to come back to your day. Happily, but not eagerly, just softly. A little bit of a quality of equanimity. Deepen your breath. Lift the crown of your head. Open and close your fists. Point and flex your feet. Roll your head from side to side. And let your eyes gently flutter open.